What was your particular condition? When did it begin? How long have you had it? And what caused it?
Well, I'm 50 years old. I've had 5 car accidents since I was 22. None were my fault. Someone else hit me. So all of the injuries that I got from the car accidents have just piled up. A lot had to do with whiplashes. So I just got to a point where I had constant headaches, migraines, felt sluggish all the time, felt like all the joints in my body, my fingers just were hurting. I'd wake up in the morning and everything hurt. So I realized I needed to do something about it.
I was having all sorts of issues, starting from just being younger and in sports and just never having things corrected, and then I was in a car accident when I was like 17, and over time the curve in my neck had completely gone away. It was completely straight, my lower back, like my hips were off, it just, everything was completely out of whack. And I had started seeing like a different chiropractor locally, and just wasn't getting results. Like I wasn't feeling fixed, I wasn't feeling any better at all.
What did it feel like when your condition was at its worst?
I felt like I was about 85 years old. I was 49, hadn't had my 50th birthday yet, and I thought, if I hit 50, it's gonna be downhill from here. So I just felt a lot older than I needed to feel.
You know, at my age, it was still, you know, I was still functioning. I'm a very active person, but I was constantly getting migraine headaches and, you know, just discomfort. And then at its worst, like, you know, I'd wake up at night and like even like my arms would be starting to like tingle, my hands would start to tingle, and I was like, okay, 28 years old, like this should not be happening. So, yeah, I mean, it was just a combination of things. Just everything was starting to hurt. I'm like, this shouldn't be this way.
What have you tried in the past to get rid of your condition, and what were the results?
With every car accident, of course, you know, you'll go through some sort of physical therapy. So I've had physical therapy during after every accident, for my neck, for whatever the condition was. The last one that I had was 3 years ago, and a lady hit me so hard, and I heard her coming. I stiff-armed the steering wheel, so everything jammed back, which gave me a lot of soft tissue damage. So even though I was having intermittent chiropractic treatments, I wasn't going, you know, on a regular basis, and I wasn't, actually I was going 3 times a week, but I had no home therapy. I wasn't doing any exercises at home, I wasn't given anything to do. It was like, okay, come back when you hurt, and so of course I'd come back when I hurt. But the pain from all the soft tissue damage was so bad, I was taking, you know, 4 and 5 ibuprofen a day, which obviously isn't good for your body. And I was still not having the relief that I needed. I tried acupuncture, and I did get some relief from the acupuncture for the soft tissue, but after it stopped, it just came right back. So
I had been seeing like a muscle therapist, because I drive 60,000 miles a year for my corporate job, so 5 to 6 years of that repetitively was adding to everything else that was already wrong and just making everything worse. So I was seeing like a muscle therapist to try and you know, work on things muscularly, and then skeletally I was seeing a different chiropractor, and it was more of just like kind of a pain management chiropractor, and it wasn't doing anything for me. I, you know, would have to beg to get re-x-rayed after like a year, and then there were no results, and I could feel that, you know. I was like, I feel like I'm getting worse, not better.
Describe how this condition has affected you, your work, your family, your exercise routine, your hobbies, and your social life.
exercising was pretty painful, so I didn't do it. Hobbies, I like to play the piano, and so I would notice that my joints would hurt, my wrists would hurt, my elbows, my fingers would hurt when I would play, and I'd play like once a week for, you know, a particular service in the church, and it was painful.
I'm young enough, but I knew getting older it would continually get worse, and I didn't want to be 50 or 60 and not be able to function right or to be able to go out and enjoy life. And I mean, right now the biggest thing though that affected me was having migraines all the time. You know, I mean, that would just wipe me out.
Anytime you're in pain and you can't get on top of it, it affects, you know, your attitude and your personality. And I'm sure that my family received the brunt of a lot of the pain that I was going through, because you get short, you're tired. I spent a lot of time taking naps. Just felt like I've got to have a nap or I'm not going to survive. So that's not a normal thing for a person my age to have to deal with.
How did you find out about Dee's Family Chiropractic?
My daughter, who is 21, invited me to a women's expo. She's getting married in this summer and wanted to go and take advantage of all the vendors that were there. And I really didn't want to go. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was tired. I wanted to take a nap. That was my MO. So she finally coerced me to going around 4 o'clock, and we were going to take in the last hour of the expo. By the time we got through about 2 rows of the expo, a lot of the people were packing up already. But Dr. Dee's and her staff were there, and they had scans going on. So they had a TV screen that they would scan your back and show you right there where your problems were. And I knew I had problems, but to see it, you know, really made it come alive. And Dr. Dee said, "Ooh, you have a lot of issues." I'm like, "Yes, I do. I have issues."
What results have you had, and how has Dee's Family Chiropractic changed or improved your life?
I feel so much better. I haven't had headaches in a month, and I've only been coming for a couple months, and I've seen results right away. It's so much different the way that they adjust me and just care about getting results for me. And after getting re-x-rayed the first time, so I've maybe only been able to come 20 times. I can't come on a consistent basis. I'm traveling all the time still with my job. It's a little bit of an unorthodox care plan, I guess you could say, compared to what most other people can probably do. So, but after my first 12 visits, I was already showing more than 30% improvement in my neck, and I mean, for me, I was jumping for joy. But I could feel it too, like everything feels so much better. I'm not in pain anymore all the time. I mean, things still ache, but it's getting better, and it's just, you know, being headache free is awesome.
Starting on a wellness program with Dr. Dee's has helped me remain consistent. I have exercises to do when I go home. All of the pieces of the puzzle that you use here, all of the modalities that you use, neck traction and the wobble seats, you get one of those to take home with you. So you're not just coming in here and doing it once, you're doing it at home too. So that impacts you. Working with the Maximized Living program that I've chose to take part in has helped me change my eating habits. I've gotten rid of all the sugar, which has dramatically changed all the pain that I have in my body. I don't have the achy joints anymore. I sleep well, and I think that there are moments that I'm nicer to my family.
Describe your impression of Dee's Family Chiropractic, including Dr. Dee's and the rest of the team. Let us know what you'd like to tell others about your experience.
The chiropractic care here is just so much different than anything I've ever experienced before. I've been to a couple other chiropractic offices, and they care about you. You know, if you miss an appointment, they're calling to make sure you're all right. And if they haven't seen you in a week or two, they're calling to try and schedule an appointment with you again. And you know, Dr. Dee's, after my first initial appointment and adjustment and everything, called me from her own personal phone to see how I was feeling and to make sure I was doing all right. You know, and that just went a long way with me, because you don't get that in a lot of other places. And you know, the addition of Dr. Mike is great. He's phenomenal as well, and the girls are great. You know, Deanna and Jen, they're all just so pleasant to work with and very understanding people. So they just make me feel like I can fit in, you know, whenever I can. So I like the environment and the atmosphere here, and I like the results that I'm seeing too. So all in all, I recommend it to anyone whenever I have a chance to.
Dr. Dee's Family Chiropractic is amazing because It takes care of the total health of your body. It's not just an incidental thing where you come intermittently when you hurt, but she cares for the wellness of your body. And because she explains right from the beginning that this isn't just we're adjusting your back in 2 seconds and you're out of here, like a lot of places are, she takes great pride in making sure that your back is aligned so that there's no subluxations, there's no pinching of the nerves, and that helps your body heal itself, helps you get rid of the medicines that you're on. There are a lot of things that I don't even need to take any. All the ibuprofen, I don't take that. My migraines are gone, and it's really just a better way of living.